Okay, so here we go. Okay, Sweden, you're on deck now. Okay, welcome back, Sweden, to your Caribou Data Science channel. Before we get any further, I have one request for you folks in Sweden today. That is, if you watch the video, click the like button next to the video. That's all I'm asking today. I'm asking you to click the like button next to the video, okay? Because likes are, because that's how we get YouTube's attention by likes, okay? Okay, so let's get on with the show here. Of course, we've talked before about how Sweden you folks in Sweden do something a little bit funky. That is, sometime during the middle of summer, you switch from a 7-day reporting cycle to a 4-day reporting cycle, meaning that you're only reporting COVID-19 data Monday or Tuesday to Friday, which also means that Tuesday's numbers are ridiculously large. Okay, all right. So we don't really need all the scrap here. Okay, let's try this one more time. Okay, these are the two numbers we're really concerned with. Okay. Oh, I should go back and fix the other report. Uh, let's just look at the two numbers up here. Okay. So currently, Sweden has had 1.3 million cases, 15,297 deaths. Let's take a look at the cases, numbers for cases now. You can see that 2021 cases have passed 2020 cases in Sweden. And you can see that the fourth quarter of 2020 is going to be the third best month. I'm going to say, 1, 2, 3. COVID-19 cases for the fourth quarter of 2021 are the third lowest cases so far. It's all on how you present the message, right? There's every number has two messages, right? One positive and one negative. Unfortunately, the news media in the U.S. chooses only to talk about the negative numbers. So you can see here that you had some nice relatively low coverage here. This line is 25,000. So you did have some relatively low COVID-19 case numbers in these months here. What about weekly cases again? The big declining pattern, okay, followed by a nice unfortunate spike up here in weekly COVID-19 cases. Right? What about daily numbers? Well, you can see here. You see these spikes, okay? Those should be Tuesday numbers. All right. So the actual numbers aren't that important because we don't have all 7 days worth of data. We don't have 7 individual counts. What matters is this blue line here, the long declining pattern down into here before beginning to increase back up in October. Okay. What about the death numbers for Sweden? Well, again, you can see Sweden's COVID-19 deaths have passed 2020 deaths. Always looking for a happy note. So far, December is going to be the second lowest quarter so far. The fourth quarter, 2021, is going to be the second lowest quarter so far for COVID-19 deaths in Sweden. Okay. Now, what about monthly deaths? Look at this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 months in a row. You had really nice COVID-19 deaths counts. Then the last 4 weeks, you had a bit of an increase. This line here is 500 deaths for the week. This line here is about 250 deaths per week. This for all this period here, you had Sweden, you had under 250 deaths per month. Weekly numbers. Look at this crazy. Look at these crazy low death numbers for Sweden. This line here again is 125, 75. So look how crazy though. In all these weeks, you were under 125 deaths per week. What about deaths? Well, you can see here if we zoom in a little bit, you can see again the spikes, long declining pattern. Okay. Now here's an interesting question: for every 100,000 people in Sweden, how many people have COVID-19? Well, the answer is about 5. Okay, or 3.5. Okay, now what about deaths? Deaths is a little more difficult to call. Okay, because this is 0. Okay, so these numbers are actually correct. Okay, let's come down here and take a look at something down here. Okay, so those numbers aren't right because we don't. What's the population? Okay, that's true. We need to come back over here and change this to the current population. Liar. Okay, let's take a second look down here at these last two numbers. Okay, so this is a little different now. Okay, what about up here? Okay. Well, Sweden's case counts on average are a little high. I mean, they spiked above 200. They went up as high as 200. So Sweden's COVID-19 deaths or cases per 100,000 people right now about a little spiked over 200 before falling and before having an average of a little over say 125. That's that's actually a fairly large number to have over 100 cases for every 100,000 people. Wow. What about deaths? Well, again, this is one death. Okay, this is a half a death. So currently in Sweden, less than one half of one person for every 100,000 people in Sweden, less than one half of a person is dying from COVID-19. So that's the fantastic news. It's interesting because considering how many cases you have as a portion of your population, your deaths are pretty doggone low, and they're pretty doggone low just by themselves. Okay, so that's the good news for Sweden for today. All right, let's change this. Okay, Sweden, that does conclude your numbers for today. Okay, okay, okay. So that concludes the report for Sweden for today. Before I let you go, again, I want to give you one more favor. If you watch the video, I really like great if you click the like button next to the video, okay? Because that's how we get YouTube's attention. Thanks so much for stopping by Sweden. We'll see you tomorrow to an updated report, okay?